Good times. Welcome back to another one. This thing is not happy. Coming home from work, it's running perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden it started overheating. That's nice. Luckily it's just a condenser. And misfiring like crazy. Pulled off at the next exit. Scanned it. Got a cylinder 2 misfire. Everything I'm seeing. Jesus Christ. I changed out the spark plug. Changed out the coil pack. Still got a cylinder 2 misfire. So got it towed home today. And we're going to do the compression test. See what the hell's going on. Shouldn't need a head gasket. Thinking it's 50, 60,000 mile motor, but that's how it's running. It seems like a head gasket. All my grounds are good. I've checked all those already. It was hissing coolant over on this side when it was overheating. Probably just from being overpressurized, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment, other than having to rebleed the system. We need to figure out what's going on with our cylinder 2 misfire. So start off with the compression test. Like I already said, change the spark plug already. The only other thing it could be is a dead injector, which I wouldn't think that would be an issue, again, with the motor that only has 50, 60,000 miles on it. But I know we got good spark. Obviously we have air, so we'll see what we find. So, this kind of has me stumped. Have good compression. We have spark. Just put fresh fuel in the car. Not that it was old. I just filled up the tank 320 miles ago. So, we added more fuel into it. She still runs like shit. Massive misfire on cylinder 2. The coils are different. The plugs are different. It's got fuel in it. Intake is good. Mass airflow is good as far as I know. I don't have a scan tool here to be able to check live data. I swapped out the battery because for some reason letting this sit off the car unhooked for 30, 45 minutes. Decided it wanted to be dead, so that's good. I'm not sure. Unless either timing skipped or we have a dead injector, which is entirely possible. I'm going to grab the fuel rail out of the old intake manifold that's sitting in the trunk back there. Swap the fuel rail out. Really don't know what's going on. This cam plate plug here needs to be replaced from obviously the overheating, but it's going to leak a little bit of oil. Not a big deal. I can get that replaced easily, but I need it to not be misfiring first. So, not sure what the hell's going on at this point. Everything looks good, but I also don't have a full scan tool to be able to see fuel injector data and all of that. So, I don't know. At this point, we're just kind of guessing as to what the hell's going on with it. Swapped out the fuel rail I was talking about in the last clip. Still the same issue. So, now we're going to pull off the valve cover so we can check timing, see if maybe something in the valve train is not happy. Go from there, because as far as I can tell, everything should be working properly. Spark, compression, fuel, air, the things you need for a motor to run, they're all good. I'm gonna tear it down, and once I get it torn down, I will bring you in if I see anything fun and interesting. Not sure what's going on. Valve cover's on. We'll just threw it on real quick to protect the valve train. Nothing in the valve train's broken. It seems like the timing is correct, but I can't get the bolts off for the water pump to get to all the bolts for the timing cover. So the motor's coming out again. I'm at a major loss here. Almost ready to pull it. Gotta drain the transmission fluid, pull the axles, hook that up, yank her out. More importantly though, we got the oil drained. There's no bearing material or anything in there, so it's not something related to like a bearing failure. Wasn't getting any rod knock or anything like that. It's literally just misfiring on cylinder 2. Check the timing on it. Timing was good. We're gonna pull it down anyways, or tear it down anyways, because it did overheat. Starting to get all the accessories off, like the sensors here, this over here. I gotta pull all these brackets off, fuel rail, all that good stuff. Not seeing anything obvious as of yet, but it did overheat, so either way, I'm going to send the head off and get it decked, make sure it's good to go. Replace the head gasket, obviously new head bolts. Like I showed you before, when I drained the oil, I didn't see any bearing material in there. Again, looking through here, I can't see a whole lot, but no bearing material in there that I'm seeing. Alright, well, I got the head off. Nothing obvious still. Timing cover, obviously I already had that off. All the cylinders look great. I mean, the pistons are a little gummed up, but that's honestly pretty good for 60,000 miles. It doesn't look bad. Head's off, got all the accessories off. I mean, it feels a little wobbly, but it's also on a pallet that's not flat, so head gasket looks fantastic though, and there's no blowout anywhere that I can see in between any of the cylinders, in between any of the coolant and oil passages. Everything looks good. Yeah. So I'll get the head off to the machine shop, get all this old gasket crap cleaned up. Obviously we'll have to get new O-rings for the timing cover, but we'll get it all put back together here hopefully next week. It really just depends on parts showing up, and then we'll go from there and see what happens when we put it back in. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since that last clip, but we've got everything back. We got the head back from the machine shop. I need to torque down the cam plate, whatever that is, blah blah blah. We got a new drive belt tensioner, new head studs, full new gasket kit. So we're gonna start getting this back together and get her in the car and see what happens. She's back in, everything's put together. Just started it up, still doing the exact same thing. So I figured out what's going on, I'm just not sure why yet. Swapped out a lot of stuff just to eliminate it because I had it laying around. So I swapped out the intake manifold in case it was cracked on runner 2, just because I was getting 17-to-1 air fuel ratios at idle. As soon as I stepped on the gas, it was 20-to-1. Okay, cool, whatever. That didn't fix it. Swapped out the fuel pump that I just grabbed out of the SI because why not? Didn't take me that long. Didn't fix it. Swapped out the ECU. Again, didn't fix it. Did program it to the car, so the immobilizer and everything's fine. Still not working. Started it up, disconnected fuel injector number 2. The problem did not change at all. So the issue has to be either number 2 injectors are dead because I swapped out the fuel rail and the fuel injectors, or there's a wiring issue for cylinder 2. I'm going to go with wiring issue and not 2 dead injectors. Got the old wiring harness out. Not fun to do because half of the connectors on the back side are underneath the intake manifold. So you have to take the starter out so you have access to them, or pull the intake manifold. I chose to pull the intake manifold just because relatively easy, and then you just kind of slide it out of the way. You have access to the connectors. The more fun part, though, I'll show you. I could have waited 2 days from now to do this. Is out here in the dark, we're pulling the wiring harness from this one. You can kind of see from the street light. Doing this in the dark when it's 30 some degrees outside, not entirely fun, but getting it done because I need to get this car running. Wiring harness is in. Don't know if I've said everything that's been swapped out, but I did. Injectors, fuel rail, spark plugs, coil packs, intake manifold, fuel pump, wiring harness, rebuilt the motor after decking the head. So we're gonna start it up and see what happens. This still has a misfire on cylinder 2. I'm at a loss and may have to take it into work and have one of my master techs look at it and see if they can figure out what's going on with it. But let's go for a startup. As you can tell, she's actually running worth a damn now. Guessing the coils that I pulled off of the other motor that were good on that motor were not good for this motor. So I just put the coils that were on it back on it, cleared all the codes out, did a idle relearn, let it run through its full cycle, and obviously, as you can see, it's running fine. Come around over here. I mean, I gotta finish putting it all back together, but no check engine lights. Revs just fine, no misfires. Stops it idle where it needs to. So, did I need to replace everything else? Probably not. Is it a bad thing that I did also? No. Well, that didn't last long. After I got it running the first time, lasted for 16 miles, almost exactly, and then went into lip mode. Again, after I got it running this time, 16 miles exactly, went into lip mode. So now we are scanning it with this Altel here, waiting for it to finish its scan and do everything, so we can see the snapshot data of when it went into lip mode, see what happened. My main theory right now is the ECU. It's obviously, like I've said, I've swapped everything out pretty much. The ECU is from the 06. This is an 08, where the 08 has TPMS and VSA. I'm just wondering if there's a slight difference in the, obviously there is a slight difference in the ECUs, but I'm wondering if there's enough of a difference to where it's causing some kind of issue after 16 miles of driving. I don't know if it's a heat cycle or a drive cycle or something, but at exactly 16 miles it's saying no. So I'm going to do the scan, pull up the snapshot. I'll show you guys what I see with the snapshot, and then after I get that information, I'm going to swap back to the 08 ECU, hopefully get it running, test drive it, and see if it lasts more than 16 miles.